You're listening to Talking Guns with Joe. I am Joe. Good evening. And tonight, I am joined by Lindsay.
AKA Lindsay Guns.
AKA Lindsay Guns. How you doing tonight, Lindsay?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. We had an interesting weekend.
A fun weekend.
It was fun. We're going to talk about that in a second here with the Rally for Our Rights and everything else leading up to that. But we're also going to start talking about some of these 5-day waiting periods like Hillsborough County just implemented. Don't agree with that one.
Sorry, Hillsborough.
Sorry. Come down here to Manatee County, Sarasota County. We will take care of you. Let your politicians know up there. We'll talk about that later.
Yep.
We're going to talk about the newly implemented and installed cry closet at a local gun shop, Aegis Tactical. No, they're keeping up with the trends.
Hopefully they don't start popping up everywhere. Can you imagine?
Oh, can you imagine? Maybe like right in the middle of the mall, have a cry closet. You know, you couldn't get that Apple product on sale that you wanted, or they sold out when you got there.
You just can't handle it.
Just go in the closet and cry. We're going to talk about how Springfield is cutting off dicks, sporting goods from all their firearms.
I like your pause there. It's funny.
Well, we'll get into that in a little bit. But kudos to Springfield. And then we're going to talk about my friend, Pope Francis.
He's your friend?
Well, I like to think everybody's my friend. I'm a nice guy. I like people.
I like people, for the most part.
Everybody's my friend till you do something wrong. But anyway, this past weekend, yesterday, was the first and hopefully annual, we'll talk about that later, Rally for Our Rights Minnesota. This was a pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment rally for our rights.
Grassroots.
Grassroots, folks. You got it right. Because this was all volunteers. There was no funding, no anything. The only way they got the word out was social media and local radio stations like this one right here that you're listening to. It was awesome. So kudos to all the volunteers, all the committee people, everybody that was involved in it. And thank you, everybody that showed up. I think the Sarasota Police Department gave us a head count of roughly 400 people.
That's the numbers I heard. Yeah.
Very happy about that. I mean,
for the first one, I mean, again.
First time and trying to get the word out. Let's face it, people were scared.
You think?
Some of the people. Well, they see the stuff that they see on the mainstream media, the leftist mainstream media,
right, about
these Antifa, whatever the heck they're called, going there, starting fights with people, just going to these pro-Second Amendment or any pro-rights rally, just starting their bull with people. And let's face it, people were intimidated. They didn't want to go out there. Did you see any protesters there?
I did not.
There were a few. They were quiet because I think they were really outnumbered. I think it would probably be 400 to 2.
Right.
That's all I heard of, really. But we're not even going to waste our time talking about them.
Yeah, why? I mean, why waste your time talking about them? It was a good time, and that's what we should focus on.
Yes. And we went out there. Again, I went out there. Lindsay went out there. Everybody here from, let me put my other hat on. Everybody here from Aegis Tactical went out there just for the rally, not to try to promote a gun shop or anything like that. I went out there as
a Second Amendment supporter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was about.
And we went out there as Talking Guns with Joe because we wanted to talk to the people out there and, again, get what they think the Second Amendment is to them.
Right. We might have some sound bites from that later.
Yeah, at the end of the show, if we have time, we're going to play the sound bites from that. But we also did an amazing video for Rally for Our Rights Minnesota. It's on their Facebook page of just people coming into the shop and just telling us what they thought the Second Amendment meant to them, what they know the Second Amendment means to them.
Right.
I was a part of that. Lindsay, you were a part of that as well?
I was.
So if you want to see us, check it out right there. I even have it on our Talking Guns with Joe Facebook page. But that's why we went out there, because I had a couple of people ask me, how come I'm not out there promoting the gun shop? That's not what it was about.
Exactly.
It was not about to promote your gun shop. It was not about promoting politicians. It was not about promoting anything like that. This was about
standing up for our rights and your rights, frankly.
Again, if they take away your second, you're going to lose them all.
The second is what allows us to keep the rest of them intact. It's the only thing that you've got that you can fight for the others to stay intact if and when they try to take them away as well.
Yeah. So if we lose the second, we're going to lose every other right and even the first. That's how we protect the first.
Right.
So, but again, awesome time. Then there was a walk across the bridge.
Right. There was a walk.
That
was beautiful to see all of the flags walking across the bridge and just, it was beautiful.
I posted that quick video clip this morning on our site and as well as all the other Facebook pages.
American flags, don't tread on me flags, just walking across the bridge.
And everybody was happy and smiling.
And I love it.
And it's chanting USA. When do you see that? You don't see it anymore.
Positivity. I loved it.
If you were there yesterday, you would have saw it. Now, Lindsay, you were taking some video out the window of the truck.
I was?
Yes.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know, my part-time hobby is photography. And we went out there. We took a ton of photographs of everything. We were going to participate in the walk.
We participated in a way.
In a way. Basically, we were talking to people, and the walk took off, and we couldn't catch up. So our good friend Jeff Norris picked us up in a pickup truck, and we took off over the bridge, called up to him, got a bunch of good photographs, video. I mean, it was amazing. Like you said, it was really cool to see a sea of flags going across the bridge.
It really was.
Into Bird Key. Wonder if any people living in Bird Key got upset.
I hope not. Again, it was all positive. There was nothing negative there. There's nothing to be upset about at that point.
Do you know how many of the interviews that we did that we could not air because the amount of people that were beeping their horns and screaming?
Yes.
In support of us?
And we appreciate the support, but it made for some background noise, and then we couldn't hear the people talking about the Second Amendment. So.
Oh, I don't care. Keep beeping your horns, yelling and screaming. I'd rather see that than anything else.
The support was awesome.
And we have to give a shout out to our friends over at the Westin.
Oh, that was such a good time, too.
We went out there Friday night to scout out the area for the Rally for Our Rights.
Is
to get an aerial view.
We were scouting it out?
Yes, and they have the best vantage point was a rooftop bar.
It was a very good vantage point of the kissing statue, the AKA unconditional surrender statue, which is where the rally was.
Yes, so we got a nice aerial view. We got the lay of the land, and of course we participated in some food.
Rooftop activities.
Activities at the rooftop bar there. But listen, the staff there, everybody was great, and they were pro Second Amendment.
Yes, which was also awesome. Go support the Westin.
Yes. So there's a lot of other businesses in the area too, but those guys, they went above and beyond that night. So listen, what else we got to talk about with this show? With the rally yesterday.
With the rally?
Yes.
We already talked about the interviews.
Interviews. You went around interviewing people. We're going to try to play them at the end.
Right.
We met some cool people.
We did. Like-minded people. I always love hanging with them.
And people we haven't seen in a long time, we saw them.
Yeah.
Now, they're going to try to make this apparently an annual event.
I think that's awesome. How big can we get it?
Yes, that's what I would like to say. I mean, I thought the time of the year was perfect. I mean, it was May 5th. Also known as Cinco de Mayo, depends on where you're from. I thought it was great. If they did this annually, I think it would be great. I wouldn't do it more than once a year.
No, that'd be overkill, honestly. Yeah.
Once a year, do it. You can do some smaller ones, but have one big one once a year. Let's have it May 5th and keep it the way it was. Maybe get some more businesses to help push and maybe pay for some sponsorship to get the word out. But honestly, I would say keep the businesses out of it.
Yeah, May 5th isn't always going to be on a weekend either, though. So
this is very true. We can make it a national, not Cinco de Mayo. It can be Rally for Our Rights Day.
There you go.
I agree with that.
First weekend in May.
But I'd like to see organizers, the volunteers do that and keep it a grassroots campaign.
Yes.
I think it makes it more interesting that way with that.
Just good folks.
Good folks, good times, and there was no problems. So hopefully, folks, if you didn't make it out there, go to our Facebook page, Talking Guns with Joe. You can see the videos. If you go to Rally for Our Rights Minnesota, the Facebook page there, you'll see the videos, photographs. You'll see all kinds of stuff. You'll see it was a good time and see what you missed. So hopefully next time we have one, you will be there.
I think the goal was met.
I think the goal was definitely met. They did a really good job on that.
Yeah.
Because we got so many people out there, and all the mainstream media, all they do is bash us all day long for trying to support our rights. Our rights have been in place for how long? A
very long time. Very long time.
Very long time. And now people are just trying to take us away. It's worked for this long.
What I really like is that hopefully people will see this then. Hopefully people will see videos or photos from it, and they will say, hey, there is positivity in the gun community. It's not everything we've been hearing. These people are not like what they're telling us they're like.
I mean, you'd probably see your teachers out there, coworkers out there, bosses out there, grandparents out there supporting their Second Amendment rights and their First Amendment right.
If you're supporting the Second Amendment, you're supporting all of them.
We talked to a person that happened to be from the UK that basically said that you cannot do this over there.
Right.
It would be against the law to do the demonstration that we did.
To rally for,
So think about that, folks. We have freedoms. You might not agree with all of them. Tough luck. We have them. It might not be the perfect system out there, but guess what? It's the best.
Rally for your rights because we actually have rights here.
Yes. You can live in a place that has no rights whatsoever.
Oh, no, thank you.
No, thank you at all.
I'd move.
Yes. Talking about moving.
Yes.
Our friends, our neighbors up there in Hillsborough County.
I'm sorry, Hillsborough again.
Think about this. You know, when you go to buy, they changed all these laws with the Gun Control Act here in Florida, which only affected a few people. But now, Hillsborough County decided to extend the waiting period. Now, again, if you don't have a concealed weapons license, key point there, the waiting period is 3 days to purchase a firearm throughout the state of Florida. However, counties can extend that to 5 days if they wish under the preemption laws. So Hillsborough County voted on it and decided to make it a mandatory 5-day waiting period for a long gun or a handgun if you do not possess.
For a long gun as well.
For a long gun as well.
I didn't realize it was for long guns as well.
Remember, everything now in the state, you have to wait at least 3 days if you don't have a concealed weapons license.
Guess what I'd be doing?
Getting your concealed weapons license, I bet.
That's what I'd be doing.
And there's definitely no place for you to go with that.
I know a place.
Yes.
I know an instructor.
Who? Me?
You are one. You are actually one.
So are you. But listen, folks, just get your concealed weapons license. Listen, we're going to play a soundbite from some of the audio from yesterday, and we will be back shortly.
Sure.
Welcome back to Talking Guns with Joe. I am Joe, and again, I have Lindsay right next to me here. We were talking about Hillsborough County and the 5-day waiting period. And let me start off by adding this too. Folks, if you missed any part of this episode, you can go to our Facebook page, our YouTube page, our website. It's all Talking Guns with Joe. And you can actually watch us doing the show right here from the shop. And there's also a podcast. You can listen to it, on your way to work, whatever you want to do in the morning.
Easily accessible.
So anyway, we're sitting here, we're talking about what happened in Hillsborough County. Lindsay, I'll let you take off with this one.
Yeah, so I guess the state gives each county, right, the ability to extend the average 3-day wait to a 5-day wait.
Yes, because we have a preemption law where the state can't, or any county, cities, municipalities, whatever it's going to be, cannot override the state law, anything to do with firearms, with the exception of the waiting period.
Right. So the state law gives them that ability to do so. I guess Democratic Commissioner Les Miller up in Hillsborough.
What's his party affiliation?
Democratic.
Go figure.
No surprise there, right? He's actually the one that initially proposed this, that Hillsborough County extend their wait to 5 days.
I heard there's a little controversy on the time of day they actually did this. I heard rumors that it may happen in the morning, so people could not attend and argue this.
That's when this was actually proposed.
Don't know if that's true. It could be false.
I had not heard that, so I don't know.
Yes, that was part of the rumors I heard yesterday while we were at the rally for our rights.
Well, and I guess some people act on emotion, right? I guess Mr. Les Miller, again, Democratic commissioner, had a son who was actually shot and wounded at a fraternity party in 1998, and he feels that this might have been a measure.
Fraternity party when?
1998. So, wow. What, 23 years ago?
I don't do math that quick. So a fraternity party.
Right.
And we all know what happens at fraternity parties.
I've not been to a fraternity party.
Have you ever seen Animal House?
Is that typical of what happens at a fraternity party?
The ones I went to. So,
Apparently, he feels that this might have helped his son back in 1998.
How is this going to help?
It's not, honestly.
And this is all a knee-jerk reaction from Parkland. Yes, that's a tragedy. But did he buy a gun?
Right.
3 days, 4 days, or 5 days before the incident?
What this makes, I feel bad for the gun shops in Hillsborough County.
I do too, because you know what? They're going to start losing business.
A lot of business, because all you have to do is go to a neighboring county.
Yes.
And you've got a 3-day wait. Or get your concealed license, and you do not have to put up with a wait at all. You can take your firearms home the same day.
Folks, I'm a big supporter of the concealed weapons license. Again, I come from the Communist Republic of New Jersey, where it was next to impossible to have one. Even as a law enforcement officer, which I didn't need one, it was a pain just to buy a gun. But as soon as I moved down here, that's one of the first things I did was get my concealed weapons license.
Because you are able to have a freedom that you did not have before.
Yes, I have a right to not retreat. AKA, you can call it the stand your ground, whatever you want to call it. I don't have to retreat anymore.
Right.
And I can buy a gun that day and take it home that day, which is a plus because I'm impatient.
Yes.
Instant gratification. But listen, just go get your concealed weapons license. This shouldn't affect you at all. It won't affect you at all. Yes, is this going to hurt some businesses up there, probably in Hillsborough County? Yes. And being a business owner down here in Manatee County, I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that either. Honestly, that's why I push honestly more for getting your concealed license so that those businesses in Hillsborough are not paying the price for this, honestly.
If I was a greedy business owner, I'd just be advertising up there. And I'm not going to because it's not that far of a ride. But I'm not going to. Go get your concealed weapons license so you don't have to worry about this wait. We had an incident just this past week. A gentleman came in here. He was saving up to buy his wife a gift. I guess it's a birthday/Mother's Day gift.
That's a great gift.
And he was buying a firearm. Hooray for him.
Yes.
Would you like a firearm as a gift?
You know what? Honestly, I've said nothing says I love you more than the gift of a firearm because that tells that person, I want you to be safe and protected.
Yes.
And that's an excellent gift.
It was tricked out. It looked really cool and all that. And he got the accessories and everything for it as well. But he saved his money for that. So he came in to actually find which one he wanted and buy it. And if he had to wait 5 days to get it, he would not have been able to get it in time for it.
For the gift, yeah.
Yes. So I don't agree with it. How's that going to stop anything? How's that going to stop a bad person from getting a gun?
It's not because
we all know my feelings how they're going to get the gun anyway. They're not going to go to the gun shop and buy it legally anyway.
Right.
They might purchase it legally another route, but it's not going to be through a federal firearms dealer,
well,
aka your local gun shop.
What the wait is for is it's technically it's called the cooling off period, okay? And so if someone's willing to wait 3 days to cool off, they're going to be willing to wait the 5 days to cool off, and they're still going to do whatever they were intending to do with that firearm in the first place. It's not going to change anything.
Not at all.
It just makes law-abiding citizens wait longer.
I think it's just a publicity stunt by this, what's this? I don't even want to say his name again. This county commissioner.
Democratic commissioner?
Yes, just a publicity stunt so he can try to get in the news. Bad press is still good press.
Get your license, folks.
So we're not going to give him any more.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, speaking about not giving other places press for negative things, all these businesses out there that are anti-gun.
There are a few.
There's a lot of them out there.
You can actually Google the list.
That are going against your rights.
Yes.
I've said this numerous times in previous videos that we've had, other episodes that we've aired. Folks, if they don't believe in your rights, they don't support you. They don't support America.
Why support them?
Why support them?
Right.
Why are you spending money there?
Spend your money with the people and the places and the businesses that support your right.
No, it burns me in places I shouldn't be burnt for. when I see people, especially the pro-gun people and all that, and they're going to, I'll say it, Starbucks, Buffalo Wild Wing, Cheesecake Factory. I always want to say Cheesesteak Factory.
It's not cheesesteak, it's cheesecake.
I like cheesesteaks.
I like both.
True.
I like cheesecake and cheesesteak.
I need to go back up to Philly, get a good cheesesteak. But anyway, you got places like that. Let's say Dick's Sporting Goods, which is a sporting good place.
Right.
The outdoor place. This is the sport place. This is where the manly man's supposed to go shop. But no, we can't sell black rifles.
I think maybe this is where the guys that need the crying closets need to shop at this point.
Oh,
that's a good tie-in,
maybe
right?
We should offer to put in crying closets over at Dick's.
They should have a crying closet in Dick's. We should propose that.
They should. I think that we're going to do that tomorrow.
That's great.
Because they're putting in that new...
oh, you're really going to do that?
New Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm trying to say this correctly here. New Dick's Sporting Goods over by UTC Mall in Sarasota, off University.
I wasn't even going to mention that, but...
I don't want to mention it either, but you'll never see me walk into it unless it's to install a cry closet.
You'll see me go right past it.
Right past it. Won't go there. This is probably the first time in my life you're going to hear me say this. If there's something I have to buy and Dick's is the only place around that has it, I'm going online.
Right. Well, and honestly, see, me not going to Dick's is much more than them in the Springfield issue and the Second Amendment issue that they're currently doing. I'm really about supporting your local shops rather than the big, huge conglomerate that is this sporting goods store.
Yes. Again, we know how they got their name over there. But if anybody didn't realize it, they're actually lobbying now. They're paying lobbyists to fight against the Second Amendment, to get rid of the Second Amendment. That's just not good. I got some other words too that I can't say.
Anti-America, frankly.
It is anti-America. So you know what? Kudos to Springfield Armory. Because guess what?
Because they are not anti-America.
They are not anti-America. I know they made some mistakes in the past. Everybody's been bashing them, but guess what? We all make mistakes. It's how we recover from those mistakes.
That's right. That's what matters. That's what shows the business that you are, the person that you are.
So Springfield has severed all ties with Dick's Sporting Goods.
As a result.
And their other subsidiaries. What's it, Field and Stream?
Yes.
Cut them off. Right then and there. So they're not going to be able to sell any more Springfield Armory products.
Springfield says if you are anti-Second Amendment, we are anti-Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yes. You know, I read another article that was interesting on that too, because Dick's is saying in Field and Stream, no, they're no longer selling ARs or assault-style rifles, whatever they want to call it.
I like what they call them, though. They call them modern sporting rifles, which is fantastic because AR does not actually stand for assault rifle, people.
It's armor light rifle.
Thank God.
Come on.
One of my pet peeves, it does not stand for assault rifle.
But apparently, if you call some of these stores, and I have not done it because I just have no desire, I don't want to give them any more publicity or attention. But if you call them, they say, yeah, we can special order that for you.
They still want the money.
They still want your money. If they can make $1 off it, they're just trying to get publicity.
Right.
They're trying to get the leftist snowflake gun grabbing. I really got to watch what I say here.
Yes.
So jump in here at any time. They're trying to get those people into their shops. Well, guess what? Those are the people that are not buying your products. Those are not the people out there going to sporting events. Those are the people that are man buns.
Yes.
They're wearing skinny jeans and everything else. They are not going out there using products that Dick's sells. You know who goes to a place like Dick's Sporting Goods?
Who's that?
Me. Not that I really would.
I was going to say, I've not
but
seen
if I had to go buy a sporting goods, take my kid to go buy soccer balls, cleats, anything that's going to be like that, that's a place I would go to.
Right.
You can't go anywhere else in the area to buy something like that. You know where I can go now, though? Online. And that's where I'm going to buy it.
Right.
I will no longer step foot in that place at all. They are wrong. They are anti-America. Again, I got a couple words for Dick's, but we're going to leave it at that. But again, folks, if you want to fight back against these people, you want to show them how you feel, don't spend your money there. Hit them where it hurts.
Don't support those that don't support you.
They'll change their tune real quick. Same thing with all these restaurants, these anti-gun restaurants that don't want you carrying there. Why would I go to a place like that?
Right. Well, I like when they try and backtrack to know. When they start losing the business, oh, no, that's not really what we meant.
Oh, they try to pull it in.
Yes, exactly.
Let's change everything. And yet he still hasn't come up with their alternative program that they said they were going to have for the NRA. So you know what all that means? It was all bull. Yes. They just lied through the whole thing. So I'm going to leave it at that. So
okay.
When we return, we're going to talk about a couple other interesting facts, and we're going to have some fun. And maybe we're going to find out what kind of gun Lindsay actually carries.
Oh, now I'm on the spot.
On the spot. We'll be back in a second. Hey, you're back listening to Talking Guns with Joe. It's Joe and Lindsay over here. And we were just talking about Springfield. We're done talking about them. We're not going to promote them anymore.
Well, not that we're not going to promote Springfield.
Oh, not Springfield. I'm sorry. No, we're not going to promote the other store.
The sporting goods store that they don't support anymore.
The one we're no longer going to go to, because that's how we're going to show these businesses we don't support them.
That's how you show them. And that's how you show which politicians you support too as well.
Now, another hooray has to go out there, or a big kudos to Hornady. Did you hear about this one?
I briefly heard about it.
Cuomo. Governor Andrew Cuomo urges New York-based banks, insurers, and all that other stuff to cut any relationships with any businesses that have to do with the NRA. So Hornady Ammo came back and said, well, guess what? We're no longer selling to any of your state agencies. We're urging all of our retailers, suppliers, distributors, and all that stuff not to do anything with the state of New York.
Wow. That's big.
Yes. You know what's even bigger? Because guess what the FBI just switched to? Hornady Ammo.
And frankly, why wouldn't they? Hornady is tried and true. It's tested. They've been around forever. They test well. That's all they do is protection rounds.
On that. I'm not into any of these gimmick rounds out there. Like you said, Lindsay, I want tried and true. I want something that's been tested, something that law enforcement is carrying, something that the FBI has done their ballistics testing.
And Hornady's been around for how long?
A long time.
Yeah.
I got a big Hornady display right in front of me, so right. I'm a Hornady fan. Always,
so am I. That's all I carry.
That's all I carry.
That's the only one I'll trust my life with, frankly.
I have a whole list. If I can't get Hornady, I mean, Federal, there's nothing wrong with Federal. They make great ammunition. It's all the same company now anyway, but they make great ammunition. But Hornady only makes...
That's all they make,
defensive ammo or hunting ammo. That's what they do.
And when you're focused on one particular thing, you kind of perfect your craft.
Yes. And that's why I always go to Hornady. But Hornady is just, they're going to cut off the state of New York. Good for them.
Bad for New York. Wow.
Good for the FBI for choosing Hornady as their round that they're going to carry now. I'm proud to see that. And we get people coming to the shop all the time asking about ammo. They come up with this new gimmick ammo that they saw online somewhere or in some magazine.
The fragmenting stuff.
I don't even want to get into which ones they are. Stick with the tried and true stuff. Read the FBI ballistic report every year. They're the ones testing it. It's unbiased. It's the FBI. They're doing everything in a controlled environment. They're doing it correctly. I mean, I enjoy watching some of these videos that I see of people doing their own gelatin tests. But as soon as you take that out of a controlled environment,
right,
it starts melting, it starts depleting, and they're out there for 20 minutes testing ammo. So, of course, the ammo in the beginning is going to have total different results from the end.
Right. It's not an accurate test at that point. They are kind of funny to watch, though. It's good for entertainment.
And I love some of these ammo manufacturers when they first come out. Yes, we got the best ballistics testing ever. We penetrated this far. We did this. We far exceeded any requirements set forth by anybody for defensive ammo. Then it gets tested the following year by the FBI or at some other kind of qualified place to test this, and it doesn't pass at all.
Right.
And whole thing, all that comes down to profits.
Yes, you can skew a test any way you want to, really.
Yeah, I won't carry that stuff.
No.
I don't sell it. I don't carry it. I'm not into the gimmicks. I'm going to sell you something. I'm going to make sure it's going to work. And it's going to save your life if it needs to.
Yes, that's how we sleep at night.
Yes. So kudos to Hornady, and I'll keep supporting you guys.
Absolutely.
New York, if anybody's out there listening from New York, Cuomo's got to go.
Yeah. Let your votes speak for themselves.
Yeah. Even locally, politician doesn't do something for you, let them know they got to go.
You vote for the other guy.
Yes. So now we're going to talk about my friend here, Pope Francis, which apparently wants to ban all weapons
because
they're dangerous.
Because
they're scary.
They create a certain environment of fear.
Fear. And this is what cracks me up is the Pope's putting this out on Twitter.
The Pope is tweeting now?
He's tweeting.
I didn't realize that.
Apparently in English, too. He asserted that the mere presence of weapons makes us constantly live in the fear of war.
So is Pope Francis in fear when he has his guards with firearms around him protecting him? Is he in fear?
I will no longer go to the Vatican. Never again. And I've been there before. Why? Because it's protected by people with
firearms,
with guns. He is constantly protected by people with
fire. Is he constantly in fear?
He's constantly promoting war.
That's a lot of anxiety he must have.
For what he's saying, that's what he's doing. I mean, that's just crazy. Again, I put a rant video out there. Not really a rant video, just Joe's feelings. Some people call them rants.
Joe's feelings?
Pope, stick to what you know best. Your religion, the Bible, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And leave the guns to us.
Right. Yeah. I'm concerned for him because I feel like he's constantly in a state of fear now.
Yeah, he's creating a state of fear. Weren't most wars in history caused by religions?
Do you think he has a cry closet?
Oh, maybe we should ask him. I got my family in town from Rome. They're going back next week.
Maybe
we can
they
ask
should
him to
ask
stop
him.
by and ask for us. So that's just crazy right there. So Lindsay, I was asking you before the last segment, what gun you actually carry.
Yes.
But before we get to that, I hate bringing these up. I hate it. But I got to bring up idiots with guns.
Morons in the news.
People like this just make us look bad. Basically, a Seminole County dad was arrested this past Thursday after he was seen unloading his firearm in the school pickup line.
Was he in? He was in his vehicle.
Apparently, he was in his vehicle
unloading his firearm.
Yes.
For what purpose?
Apparently took his. I'm having a hard time talking tonight. Apparently took his firearm, pointed it out the window, to press the trigger to make sure it was clear.
Wow.
I have no. What?
His brain was just not engaged in that moment. Clearly,
I don't think there's a brain there. That's crazy. All the stuff going on in the news, and you're going to do something like that? Are you a moron?
Thanks for helping the other side, guy.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You know, he probably is for the other side and just took one for the team. Let's make us look bad. That's what I'm thinking there, because nobody can be. If you took a concealed weapons class,
you would learn
that you can't do this stuff.
Right.
It's uncalled for, unheard of.
Yeah, this guy's mugshot is looking kind of suspect as well.
So he gets the Idiot of the Week award right there. Now, Lindsay wanted to talk about something here because she wants one of these at her house.
No, heck no. I'm good. Here's the thing. They have crying closets now.
I like crying closets. We were talking about them.
You like crying closets?
I don't want to cry in public.
So they're saying it's not a joke. It's an actual safe space for students as they head into the beginning of finals week because they're just so stressed about finals that they need a place where they can have snacks and go hug a teddy bear and cry it out.
I didn't know about the teddy bear. Wait, what kind of teddy bear is this?
It's a teddy bear. They can hug a stuffed animal and release their academic apprehension, whether by crying, snacking, or hugging the stuffed animals. Here's my thing. Back in my day, we had coping skills.
That's how you became an adult. Just deal with it.
Right.
That's what's going to make you.
Right.
If you think the stress of taking a test is more than what you're going to deal with in everyday life, once you're out in the real world, paying your bills, trying to pay your mortgage, your car payment, pay for your kids, whatever it's going to be.
There is stress in life, and if you don't know how to deal with it, you're in trouble.
Can you imagine that they start putting cry closets in on every street corner? You know, you get cut off, you didn't get the taxi cab or something like that. You can just go in there and cry.
I'm sorry. Sometimes funny things are not always nice. That would be funny to me. You would find me laughing.
That would be too. We should have a laugh closet.
I would be like, set up a little video camera. I want to check this out. And it would be comical.
Like the reality shows. Remember you had to go in that little closet and you'd sit there and the confessionals?
Yes.
They could do that. It could be the cry closet confessional.
This is like the wussification of society. Everybody just needs to get a little bit.
Is that a real world word?
I was going to say something else, but I thought wussification would be better.
Yes.
Everybody just needs to get a little bit of a backbone, honestly. And I don't even mean that to be mean.
Grow up.
People got through life ages ago. Life was much tougher ages ago. And there was no such thing as a crying closet.
No. Where's this starting from? It's got to be our generation. It's our kids that are doing this stuff. So we taught our kids.
My kids never had a crying closet.
No. My kid better not have a crying closet. I'm going to give him a call as soon as we're done with this.
Make sure he doesn't have one.
I think part of the problem is two parents are trying to be their kids' friends instead of a parent.
Here's the thing. You're their parent when they are children so that you can be their friend later in life.
Yes, when they're out on their own, they're doing their own thing, they're supporting themselves, they're self-sufficient, blah, 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 blah. That's when I'll become his friend. But until then, I'm still his friend. I just don't want him to know that. Until then, I'm his parent. So that's just ridiculous.
The word snowflakes does come to mind.
Yes. I think we got to change it. I'm getting tired of the word snowflake.
Are you?
Yeah, they keep bashing me online. They keep yelling at me and calling me dirty names and all this other stuff because they can't think of anything else to say.
Do you need a cry closet?
Maybe I need a cry closet.
God, no. You
need a cry closet. It's actually the bathroom.
There you go.
There you go. You can just flush your tears away. I did a nice video on that too. You can see. That was a good time. So we have to get into what gun you're actually carrying. People have been asking this.
Have they?
They have.
Inquiring minds want to know.
And we're going to get into this on how to choose the right firearm.
Is that a personal question?
You can take it that way. So when we return, we're going to find out exactly what gun Lindsay's carrying.
All right.
And we're back. You're listening to Talking Guns with Joe. I am Joe. And again, I have Lindsay with me today. And now the big question is going to be answered. Because Lindsay, people always ask, what does Lindsay Guns carry?
Is this where I answer the question?
This is where you're actually going to answer the question. So, Lindsay, what kind of firearm do you carry for everyday personal protection?
Everyday carry, I have a Glock 42.
And explain to listeners what a 42 is, because they might not know.
Glock 42, it's a nice single stack firearm, which means that my bullets are in one single stack right on top of each other. Makes it for a nice slim frame. It's chambered in a 380 ACP. The reason I carry a Glock 42...
That's also AKA a 9mm short.
Yes, but don't confuse the two.
Nope, it doesn't work when you confuse them.
9mm Kurtz or short is a 380, yes, but you're not going to feed properly if you try and put a 9mm Kurtz in a 9mm firearm.
No.
It's not the same thing.
We had somebody that did that one time.
We did. It was comical, yeah.
Came in the shop basically a little upset with us that his gun was not firing correctly. He had 9mm.
It wasn't feeding.
Wasn't feeding. He'd get one round off and the gun wouldn't feed at all.
Right.
And he was upset. I understand that. So I said, hey, give me the gun. Let me go in the back and test it for you real quick.
And show us what ammo you're using.
So I grabbed his ammo because I'm going to test it with your ammo when you bring it in, not mine. I can if you like me to, but it's not going to help solve
be accurate,
the issue.
Right.
So I grabbed the gun, load the magazine up. Well, I start to go to load the magazine. I said, oh, wow, he gave me 380 ammo by mistake because it said 9mm Kurtz.
Right.
So I go back out. I said, hey, can I have the ammo you shot in the gun? He goes, that's the ammo. I said, no, this is 9mm. Or 9mm Kurtz. You were shooting a 380.
Right.
And that's when he realized the problem was not the gun.
And we all laughed, and it was all a good time. And
He's still a little embarrassed, so I won't use his name at all.
Yes.
So your gun that you carry is a Glock 42.
Yes.
You know, we have something in common.
That you have a Glock 42 as well.
I carry a Glock 42 daily.
Yes.
And one of the things I always tell people, they ask me, well, what gun do you carry? What's your favorite gun? Two different things, in my opinion. The gun that I carry, and I like Glock. I don't love Glock. I like Glock a lot.
I like Glock a lot because they are reliable.
I carry one every single day.
Right.
For a multitude of reasons. They work. They go bang. My department issued me a Glock. That was the first gun I've ever fired. Was a Glock. I'm used to them. They work. Is it my favorite gun to go take to the range? No. When people ask me, well, what's my favorite gun? There's a few of them out there.
I was going to say, narrow it down to one.
It's hard to narrow it down to one.
Right.
But for handguns, I mean, one of my favorite guns of all times would be the Sig Sauer P226 9mm. That's probably one of the guns I shoot the most accurate right out of the box. Pick it up. I shoot decent. And I don't miss. You're a machine when you shoot. Let's be honest. That's okay. I shoot decent.
It surprises me that the 9mm is your favorite, though, because you like a 40.
A 40 was the first round I ever carried.
Right.
That's what most police departments were carrying for a long period of time. Now they're all going to the 9mm. The technology in ammo has changed so much in the past few years. It has. That when the FBI again did their ballistics testing, the 940 and 45 it was like all on the same playing field. Yeah, the difference was negligible. Yeah. So now, I mean, the 9's the most popular. I mean, you're getting guns in sizes that can fit everybody's hands. Right. Small hands, large hands, whatever you have. Yeah, female versus male hands, yes. You can get larger capacity in there. Absolutely. Carry some more ammo. And it's less expensive to shoot. Yes, the 9s are cheaper. Yeah, that's true. There's not a big difference between 9 and 40, but when you go from 9 to 45, there's considerable difference. Definitely. And honestly, like I like to tell people, shoot the round that you can manage. If you're using a defensive round, you're going to want to shoot the round that you're accurate with. Okay, yes, a 45 is a big round. Yes, it has more stopping power. But if you cannot handle that round and you are missing your target, how much stopping power does that round then have for you? Bingo. You can have all the stopping power in the world. You still got to hit your target. Right. And that comes down to your training. Absolutely. So again, the 226, we'll go about training in a minute. The 226 is probably one of my favorite shooting, and I'm huge into 1911s now. Me too. Thank you, Mr. Bob Serba of Fusion Firearms. Yes, you can't beat the trigger. Once you
shoot a 1911, nothing else is really the same.
And there's nothing like holding an all metal piece of craftsmanship in your hands. You're not holding a polymer plastic firearm. It's a big chunk of metal and wood. You got wood grips, of course. It's classic. You got to keep those.
And the trigger is just so sweet.
Oh, you can't beat the trigger. They're single action guns. So I mean, it's basically when you press the trigger, it's going to do one thing and it releases the hammer. So
which makes it nice and light.
Yes, it's just incredible. I still want to fire that Hudson. I mean, the Hudson is basically a striker fired 1911. Or how do I put it usually? If a 1911 and a Glock had a baby, it'd be the Hudson.
It's a hybrid.
It is. And I just really want to shoot one. I know we have one at the shop. I need somebody to hurry up, come in and buy it so I can go in the back and shoot it.
Right.
So please, if you're listening out there, stop in.
But we were talking about our carry guns and our favorite guns.
Yep. So my carry gun every day right now is the Glock 42, same as you.
Right. And that's funny because honestly, I say I carry a Glock 42 because it's got a nice small frame. I have a small frame. It makes it easy for me to carry. I carry it in a nice flat pancake DeSantis holster. It doesn't add any bulk. It keeps it right in place. It's very versatile. I tend to carry in the 4 o'clock position.
I'm always carrying the 4 or 5 o'clock position. I am actually carrying it right now in the HBC holster, made right here in Sarasota, Florida. I like it. And again, if you see me outside of work, I'm wearing probably basketball shorts or some kind of jogging shorts. Not that I'm jogging at all. I'm done with those days.
He likes comfort.
And I can wear that gun, that holster, go walk the park, ride the bicycle, ride my motorcycles, whatever I want to do, and it's securely there.
Yep.
That's my favorite. I always carry in the waistband, never carry outside the waistband.
Always.
Up north, I would carry outside the waistband because you wore jackets and larger clothing. Down here, we don't wear that. So you got to think about these things when you're buying a gun. You need to think about things when you're training.
Yes.
Like Lindsay was saying earlier, when you're shooting, if you can have a 50 cal, that's a lot of stopping power.
That's a lot of stopping power.
But if you can't hit the target, it's not going to stop anything.
Right.
9mm, your follow-up shot is very important. You got to train that way. What's the average distance of a gunfight, Lindsay?
Inside 3 feet.
Yes. They just changed it this year for the Uniform Crime Report statistics. It was within 5 feet, but everything's within basically arm's reach.
Right.
So I see people practicing at the range and everything's 25 yards and even further away with their handgun. Yes, it's kind of cool to hit a target that far.
It's impressive.
It is. It's fun to do. I used to do it. But in real life, your threat is going to be up close, personal, and you're going to be shooting from the hip.
Arm's distance away, then you have to worry about retention of your own firearm.
Retention of your own firearm, what you're going to do with your support hand.
Yep.
How you're going to react. And this is training. This is practice. This is what people fail to do. This is why we have the situational awareness and scenario training workshop to show people this is how things happen. People, you should be thinking about this. If the situation happens, you're going to be sitting in your couch or your man chair, whatever it is at your house, and somebody's going to kick in the front door or come in through your back sliding glass door. You're going to be standing in line at the local Stop and Robs, the convenience store gas stations. I still call them Stop and Robs.
AKA.
You're going to be standing in line there with you got your Doritos, your Slurpee, whatever it is in your hands, and all of a sudden the bad guy comes in with a shotgun. How are you going to react?
Drop the Slurpee.
This is real life. Are you going to drop the Slurpee, or are you just going to try to sit there incognito?
You're going to drop the Slurpee at that point.
Yeah, it's whatever's going to happen. Every situation's a little bit different. That's why I don't and never would open carry, even if they passed it.
Absolutely not.
I'm not opposed to open carry, but I would never do it just because I don't want people to know what I have.
That's to your advantage.
Yes. I want to keep the bad guy guessing. At first they're looking at you as a potential victim. If they see you with a firearm on your side, you're the potential target.
Right.
At that point in time. So, the key here, though, is your training. Get it done right. I tell people constantly, if you're going to get training, you're going to pay for something, make sure you get what you're paying for. I still hear too many people that pay for a training class out of convenience.
Well, like I always tell people, honestly, that come to my classes, I tell them right up front, if you have a question, let me know your question. Nobody has enough time or money these days. You chose to spend your time and money with me. I want you to feel like you got a good value. Yeah.
A class is going to be anywhere from the research we've done, anywhere from the $65 up to $150 to $200.
Wow.
Price range. They get up there. And surprisingly, some of the more expensive ones, you get less. So it just
tells you what they're out for. Yeah.
Again, you should be learning laws in your class. Not only the safety, not only the fundamentals of shooting, not only what to do in a real life situation, but you need to learn the laws down here in the state of Florida, especially for all of our transplants that are coming down from up north. The laws are totally different down here. That's one of the biggest things I had to overcome when I came down here. The laws from New Jersey are like almost the opposite of what they are down here in Florida.
Total change of mindset.
It's welcome to America.
Right.
That's what when you cross the state line from Georgia into Florida, it should just say welcome to America.
Well, Georgia's pretty good with their gun laws.
Oh, it should say in Georgia too.
Yeah.
I think just as soon as you leave the total Northeast.
Right.
New York, New Jersey, Maryland, places like that, just say welcome to America.
It's a whole nother country up there.
Yeah. But people need to have this training. This idiot in the news from Seminole County. Or Seminole, whatever it was, that got locked up. No, you don't do that stuff.
Wonder what happens to his firearms rights now.
I think what it was a misdemeanor. I don't know for sure.
Misdemeanor for being an idiot.
To me, that's a person we should really second guess if they should have a firearm.
Yes.
Because he's just proven that he's not responsible enough.
Common sense is not common with this one.
Or just make him, you know what? The judge should just order him to take a real training class and pass it.
Absolutely.
Because maybe he just took one of those show classes or one of those classes at a hotel or wherever they are that they advertise.
Be required to demonstrate some proficiency.
And that you understand the laws.
Right.
That wouldn't be a bad thing. I know a guy one time that got sentenced to taking a firearm safety and concealed weapons course.
Really?
Yes. A guy I knew, he, not going to use his name, he got jammed up for removing a firearm from a state that had a registration. When he moved down here, he did not notify that state that he removed the firearm from that state and brought it down here to America, Florida, and got jammed up pretty good.
So you have to notify them that it's no longer in the state if it's registered. Yes. See, I've never been from a state where you register firearms, so I don't know that.
No. We're gonna talk about that next week, I think.
Okay.
We'll bring more of that up. Folks, have a great night. We're going to leave you with some sound bites from what people believe the Second Amendment is to them. Did that come out right?
What they feel. Yeah.
Yes. Folks, have a great night. We will see you soon. Again, if you missed any part of this episode, catch it on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, Twitter page. It's all Talking Guns with Joe. We'll talk to you next week.
Have a good night.